Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm once again back with one more video on how to customize AR SLA rule and create additional SLA lines. So I'll try to explain this with a requirement. So take an example. This is a requirement wherein I'm selling in hardware, and when I'm selling in hardware, I create an AR invoice. And when I create an AR invoice, the standard functionality is debit your receivable account and credit revenue account. But I have got a business requirement that apart from debiting your receivable account and crediting revenue account, I want one more entry to be passed, which is warranty expense account to be debited and warranty expense payable account to be credited. So it's like business requirement is when I'm selling in hardware, there could be a warranty expense which can be incurred in the future for that particular hardware, and hence I want to pass an accrual entry. So that's the business requirement. So apart from passing the standard entry, I want an additional entry to be passed when I create a AR invoice. So that's the requirement. Now let us see how we can achieve this requirement. So first we need to, when we make an SLA change, first we need to understand what is the subledger accounting method assigned to our ledger. So we need to take that particular subledger accounting method, copy that, and then we need to make the changes in the custom subledger accounting method. Okay. So first log into your concerned GL responsibility. So I'm under general ledger vision services, navigate to setup, financials, accounting setup manager, accounting setups, and bring up your ledger. Vision services USA is my ledger. Yeah, click on update accounting options. Under ledger options, click on update, and this is the subledger accounting method which is assigned to your ledger. Now take the subledger accounting method, go to the SLA supervisor responsibility, copy the subledger accounting method, create your own version of your subledger accounting method, and then start customizing your concerned SLA rules. Now let us see how we can do that. So you need to navigate to SLA super user in order to customize your SLA rules. Subledger accounting setups, accounting methods builder, methods and definition, subledger accounting methods. So this is the subledger accounting method. Copy this, click on copy and create your own version. So I'll just call it as ARV subledger accounting method. So this name already exists. Pick up something else. I'll just say ARV1 subledger accounting method. And under the transaction chart of accounts and accounting chart of account, specify the chart of accounts which is related to your ledger. So the chart of accounts related to my ledger is services accounting flex. I'll copy that, so paste it here, click on done. So this is my custom subledger accounting method. Now copy the subledger accounting method, assign it to your ledger, and then click on finish. So you have assigned your custom subledger accounting method, but as of now we have not yet made any SLA changes there. So pick up the application accounting definition related to the receivables, because here my requirement is to make SLA changes in the AR module. So pick up the application accounting definition related to receivables application. So I copied that, close this, and now navigate to application accounting definitions window. Okay, so this is the standard application accounting definition. Now it's always we need to remember that we should not make any changes in the standard subledger accounting methods or application accounting definitions or general line definitions or general line types given by Oracle. We need to always copy them, create our own versions, and then we need to make the SLA changes under our versions. So click on copy. So this will create a copy of your application accounting definition. So create your own version. I'll just follow ARV1 underscore AR underscore AAD, and transaction accounting flex field, accounting flex field, services accounting flex. So this is the custom application accounting definition. Now copy this custom application accounting definition and paste it under the your custom subledger accounting method. Close this. Go to your subledger accounting methods. This is your custom subledger accounting method. Under custom subledger accounting method, get rid of this and assign the custom application accounting definition. Save this. So you are done with creating a custom subledger accounting method. You are done with creating of the custom application accounting definition. Now we need to go further down. So go back to application accounting definitions. Okay, now our requirement is to pass this particular extra or additional accounting entry when AR invoice is created. So you need to pick up the event class of invoice. Okay, so this is the event class of invoice. Under this particular event class of invoice, we have this standard general line definition. Okay, click on general line definition. So again, we need to copy this standard general line account definition and create our own version. Click on copy definition. Now this will create your version of general line definition. So I'll say ARV1 underscore AR underscore invoice JLD, ARV1 underscore AR underscore INV underscore JLD, services accounting flex. Okay, so this is your custom JLD. Copy that. This is your custom JLD. Now this is the standard JLD which is assigned to your event class. So delete this and assign your custom JLD. Save this. Click on general line definition. It will open your custom JLD. Okay. Again, within this particular JLD, we need to make the changes to the. We need to create an additional debit line and credit line. So generally, debit line will be your receivable account and credit line will be your revenue account. So again, this is the general line type, standard general line type. So apart from the existing receivable account and revenue account, we want two additional lines to be created, one to be debited and another one to be created. So as far as the debit is concerned, you need to copy, you need to look for the invoice default receivable general line type. Click on line type, click on copy. So again, you are creating your own general line type. So you can call it as ARV1 underscore AR underscore INV receivables JLT. Services accounting flex. So this is your custom JLT for debit side. Okay, and so this is the standard ADR under standard JLT. So we need to even first whatever the custom JLT you have created, add that custom JLT and add the standard ADR which was available under the original standard ADR JLT. So what was that? It's a transaction distribution GL account. So we have copied the same ADR as that of the standard, and when system is creating this particular debit side where a warranty expense account debit, our requirement is to copy all the segments from the existing receivable account, but as far as the national account is concerned, we want system to use a specific account. So all these other segments should be copied from the receivable except for the national account. So we need to create a new ADR just for the national account. So click on account derivation rule, click on plus button to create a new ADR. Receivables, you can just say ARV1 underscore AR underscore REC. You can just follow any naming convention underscore ADR. Services accounting flex, and the segment is account. Value type constant and specify the value. Warranty expense account is what which we want system to debit that account. So warranty, warranty expense account. If you want this particular ADR to get triggered for a specific kind of a transaction type or for specific operating unit or for specific ledger, you can add all those things under this conditions. So if I do not add any conditions for all invoices, system will use this particular rule. Okay, or you can even add a conditions to ensure that this particular ADR get triggered only for a specific transaction type, something like that. Okay, save this, copy this rule, close this. Now put your cursor here, add the ADR whatever we have created for the account segment. Okay, save this. So this takes care of the debit side, which is the this part. Now we need to create one more JLT and corresponding ADR under that particular JLT for this credit side, which is warranty expense payable account. So what you need to do is you need to look for the invoice revenue, click on line type, again copy this, create your own version. You can just say ARV1 underscore AR underscore revenue JLT. Done. Close this. Press a down arrow and add this JLT, and again add the standard ADR, transaction distribution GL account. Okay, so this again warranty expense payable account is concerned, my requirement is to copy all the segments from the revenue account except the national account. So we need to create a one more ADR just for the national account. So click on account derivation rule, click on plus receivables. So I will be creating a one more ADR, ARV1 underscore AR underscore revenue underscore ADR. And the account constant, and I want to use warranty expense payable account. Let's see if it's available. Yeah, warranty expense payable account, that's available. Save this. Okay, again copy this, close this, uh, add this segment services account and add your ADR. So take care of all other segments from the revenue account except for the national account. So national account will be picked up from this services account. National account will be picked up from this particular ADR. So now this will take care of this particular part. So we have the standard JLTs as far as standard JLTs as well as the custom JLTs. So as we have enabled both, now system will take care of creating the original entry or the standard entry, which is debiting of your receivable and crediting of revenue, and also this extra entry, which is warranty expense account will be debited and warranty expense payable account will be credited. And now let's try to validate this application accounting definition and then try to create an invoice, and let's see how system creates this additional SLA entry. Okay, uh, close this, close this. Now as you have made some changes to this application accounting definition, we need to run a program called validate application accounting definition. What is the application receivables and what is our application accounting definition? ARV1 AR. Ensure that this particular validate application accounting definition program is completed normal. If it completes in warning and error, so you need to check the output, find out the errors, try to fix those errors, and then again you need to rerun the validate application accounting definition. Only once it's completed normal, that means your SLA rules are SLA rules whatever you have designed are proper. Yeah, so it's completed normal, so there are no issues with your SLA rule. Now try to create an invoice. So for creating an invoice, you need to navigate to your corresponding receivables responsibility. So I'll go to receivables, vision, services. We'll try to create a transaction. Okay, I'll be creating a invoice. Okay, click on line items. So as I said that I'm selling a software, hardware sale. So you can put some description with a quantity of 1 and price of say 25,000. Just for simplicity sake, I'll not get into this tax details. So get rid of tax classification. Okay. Now try to complete this invoice. Select receipt method. Okay. Looks like this is mandatory. Okay. Try to complete this. Now try to run create accounting. Here you can see this is the receivable account and this is the revenue account for $25,000. Now once you run your create accounting, apart from these two lines, you will be able to see additional 2 lines. So totally you will be able to see 4 lines. Tools, create accounting. I mean, you can run in draft mode or finance mode. For the time being, I'll run in a draft mode. Accounting has been successfully created for this transaction. Now click on tools, view accounting to check those accounting entries. Okay, here you can see 4 entries. So one is the original receivable account and revenue account, whatever is being used in the distributions, and there is one more warranty expense account and warranty expense payable account based on our requirement for the same amount. I mean, so I have taken an example like wherein like the warranty expense account and payable account has an amount of 25,000 which is equal to that of the existing invoice amount, but in a real business scenario it may not be the case. In a real business scenario, the scenario would be something like, I want to debit your warranty expense account and credit warranty expense payable account for say 10% on 25,000. If you got such kind of a requirement of some percentage of the invoice amount, then you need to do a additional complex customization of the SLA rule, wherein you need to, through a custom source, you need to store that particular percentage and customize your application accounting definition accordingly, your accounting attributes. But in this example, I just assume that your warranty expense account will be same as that of your receivable or revenue account. So this is how you should be able to create additional SLA lines based on your requirement. Thank you. Thanks for watching my video. For interesting videos on Oracle financials, please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.